Yeah, the device is visible.
Okay. And zooming it in, let me know if you are able to at least read or something like that, like what all things are written. Are you able to see it?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So today we are going to actually cover a basic business process, what exactly revolves around SAP. Okay. So before that, let me show you this particular image wherein if you see, I guess who had the query or like understanding thing that how all these modules are linked up. Okay, so this is the way it is linked up. If you see, there are two circular motions created. One is a gray one which says FI, financial accounting, and then inside them there are different modules: QM, PS, PM, PP, SD, MM, HR, and AM. So these are different modules which come up together inside financial accounting. And this all workflow is called the basic business process. Okay. This is to cut short it to or summarize it into a one line or something like that. Okay. So if you see now, let me tell you, financial accounting, you can say it is a god. Okay. So God is present everywhere. So it is finance holds that kind of importance in SAP. Okay, because each and every step or each and every process you do, be it any module, MMPP, SD, PS, CS, any module, financial accounting plays an important role because at the end of the day, you need to have a chart of accounts or general ledgers created to show the company, show someone that our company is in loss or profit. Okay, so at the end of the day, that is what matters. If you are working hard, if you say I'm working very hard and everything, at the end of the day, the person who is standing in front of you would ask you the same question. Okay, you are working hard, I understand, but how much are you earning? That question arises, right? Are you all with me?
Yes. We
Yeah.
are here.
So this is the exact role of financial accounting into SAP. Okay. And then if you see quality management, project systems, plant maintenance, PP, SPP is production planning, SD, sales and distribution, MM, materials management, HR, human resources, and asset management. Not only these many modules, but there are many more modules also available. Okay. So right now, what we are going to see is how are these workflow, like how are the what we say processes working out together. Okay. So now let us go to the next step wherein I will show you the basic business process in a workflow format. Okay. So this is the basic business process. Let me just expand it a bit. Okay. So if you see now, whenever there is a basic business process, now suppose I'm starting a company. Okay. Say suppose I'm starting Divya and Friends company. Okay. So what I have to decide is what would be the main finished product of mine? Like what am I going to sell through Divya Friends company? So then suppose I say I want to go into manufacturing of cell phones. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create two, three cell phones. Like I'll create a sample of two, three cell phones, and I'll then distribute among some of my dealers to see, to let them understand what exactly is the feature and what is standing out in my cell phone from others. So they'll go through and then they'll send for the quality management, like quality review and everything of their company, and then they would say, okay, fine, we are happy with what product you have come up with. So I want to give you a order of 100 pieces of your cell phone. So at first the trial order will be of 100 pieces. I will take it up and I will try to sell it, or I will try to keep it in my shop so that people can come up and see, okay, this is the new model that have come up and this is the new company. So if they are interested, they can take up the phone. Understood? Are you all with me till now? Till now?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay. So now, the process actually starts with demand and ends with demand, be it any process. Okay, if you don't have demand, then the whole process doesn't mean anything. If you have demand, then the whole process will come into picture. So now here, if you see, the start means where the demand has come up. So this is the inquiry. The inquiry will be coming to my company. Okay, Divya. Okay, so Divya has got a inquiry and they are asking for a quotation. So what I'll do is I'll set up a good quotation, okay, as saying that okay, my one cell phone price would be 9,999. Then what would be the features? Like what all things I'm giving. So I will say that RAM is 4 GB, ROM is the internal memory is 16 GB and everything. Those all things I will be giving everything. What all things they need, I'll provide them. Then they'll go through, okay, and then they'll come up with an order. Okay, for them it would be a purchase order because they are going to purchase it. But when it reaches to my company as Divya, so Divya will receive a sales order wherein I have to sell it. You need to understand, okay, sell and purchase. So the thing which is selling for you is the purchasing for another. Okay, so when the person is sending me the purchase order, it will turn into a sales order for me. Okay, then if we go to the next step, it says stock checking. Now why this stock checking is done? So now let's go to another example, saying that now my company has started running. Like I'm getting ample of orders now. Okay, so now like the person reaches out to me, the customer reaches out to me, saying that we are short of 1,000 mobile phones and I need 1,000 quantities ASAP. So when it comes ASAP, as soon as possible. So what I'll do is I'll tell them, okay, sir, let me check my stock. If I have stock, I'll make sure that you get the material by this time. Okay, but then you say if not, then I'll make sure that I'm prepared or I manufacture those models that you require in these many days, and I'll provide you the material. So let us go to the first step, like first scenario wherein we say that the stock is present. So what I did, I told the customer that okay, wait for some time. I'll just check it out. I'll check with my stock people. If there is stock available, I'll give it. So then what I did is I had a check done in the store. Okay, I told my store guy, please check it out in our warehouse if we have the material ready. So what he said, yes, the stock is available. Then what happened is there was a outbound delivery created. Now what this outbound delivery is, so you cannot directly give it, okay? Uh, if you want to give the material to the person, like if you want to give that finished product to the customer, you have to have a streamline followed. So now here the streamline says outbound delivery. That means you are informing the company, like our company, Divya, that there is an order of 1,000 pieces that we have received, sales order, and for that we are going to issue the goods. Okay. So when we are issuing the goods, this issuing of goods is done through outbound delivery. And this outbound delivery then is picked and packed, then goods is issued, and then the next part comes as billing, wherein we are asking the person, like the person who is taking that material, that this is the payment term. Like you'll have to pay for these 1,000 pieces within 2 days or within 30 days. Did you get my point, guys?
Yes, yes. Divya, could you please once again define the after outbound delivery,
Mm-hmm.
picking is
Mm-hmm.
happen. After picking,
Mm-hmm.
what you said, post good issue. What is man?
Okay. So let me take a layman example in from our day-to-day lives. Okay. So when suppose you have a birthday party of your friend. Okay. So we as Indians, like what is our tendency? Like as in not tendency, but there are many gifts that we actually get on our birthdays, and then what we do is we just re-gift it to someone else. Correct. So what did you do?
Yes.
You had the material in your home, like the gift at your home. Okay, you didn't have to buy it. So what are you doing? You're taking that gift and then providing it to your friend. So here you are the one who is selling it, and the friend of yours who is taking the gift is the purchasing side. Like he is going to take it. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So till now it was with you. Then you issued it to your friend. Did you get
Okay.
my point? Yeah. So you had the stock and now you're issuing it. You're giving it to someone.
Okay. Okay.
So that is called goods issue, which
Okay. Good
in
issue.
SAP term is also called PGI.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So
So
as
it's a
soon as a
simply
good,
so is it
tell me.
simply where we called as a delivery?
Yes, exactly. So there are two types of deliveries. One is the one called inbound delivery, and the other is outbound delivery. Inbound delivery, we'll be seeing it in the further upcoming things. But now, right now, we are seeing the outbound delivery.
Okay.
Okay. Outbound and inbound. You need to understand. Outbound is something which is going out, and inbound is something which is coming in. Okay. So whenever you are getting something, that is called receiving of goods. And whenever you're giving something, it is called issuing of goods. Correct?
So could I just give one simple example? If someone
Mm-hmm,
like a Flipkart
mm-hmm,
is delivering me something in my house and I'm at my
mm.
house. So for Flipkart, it's a outbound delivery, and for me, it's a inbound delivery.
Exactly. You heard it correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Good. Okay. So this is a basic, what we say, a step wherein there is no involvement of MM or any other part because you had the finished product ready. But then, if suppose after having a word with customer, I had a word with my store manager and I asked him that do we have 1,000 pieces available? So he says, no, ma'am, we have only 100 pieces available. For 900 pieces are still deficit. Okay. So what I would say is, okay, then let's generate a requirement. Okay. So now just forget this part. Let us go to this part. Okay. Like this. So what happens is requirement generation is done. The material is requirement planning. Now, why is this required? When you have a finished product, when you are saying that you are going to manufacture a mobile phone. So for preparing the mobile phone, you need some raw materials, right?
Yes, yes.
Guys, you can just
Yeah,
acknowledge.
yeah, we
Yeah.
required.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we say raw materials, so raw materials are the say suppose I am deficit of cameras, then I want a microprocessor or microcontroller, motherboards and everything. So these all things are required. When I jot down the points, okay, for getting one finished good, what all things are required. So I say that I'm just giving it hypothetically, okay? Don't say that ma'am को पता ही नहीं कि कितना लगता है. So suppose there is a camera. One camera is required. Then I say that I need a glass screen. Then I say that I need a aluminium case. Then I say that I need a motherboard, microprocessor, and everything. All of these points, speaker, and everything. So when we generate a requirement, what it does is what all things are deficit to uh, create those 900 pieces, it will automatically generate a PR, that is purchase request for it. Okay. So that is one part. And other, if you see, is the planned order. So for now, just skip this part for now. We will first see the MM part. Okay. So when I say that purchase request gets raised, that means that whenever a purchase requisition is raised, now this purchase requisition actually is an internal document which can be created by any of the department. Okay. So if you all have worked at the ground level, as in a company, in a manufacturing or core industry, you might be knowing that there are different departments. Okay, same as the modules that we saw. One is store department, one is production department, then there is a purchase department, finance department, product, what we say, quality department, so sales department. So these kind of departments are there. So whenever, as in when those details are required by someone else, what happens is there is a what we say, there is a demand raised, and when that demand is raised, the purchase requisition automatically gets created. So that is called generator requirement, MRP, materials requirement planning. Okay, did you get my point now?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So now, next part is when you have a purchase requisition. Now, as I told you, anyone in the company can raise it until and unless you have the access to. So now what happens is, if I say anyone can raise the purchase requisition, that means uh, any of the requirement can come up. Now, suppose I am there and suppose Arvind is there. Okay. So Arvind is raising a request for 1,000 glasses. Okay. And I am raising a request for suppose 1,000 pieces of cameras. So now these are two purchase requisitions. Now these will go to approval. Now, why approval comes into picture? To understand that is it really required or do we have the stock available? So suppose my PR gets my PR gets rejected and Arvind's PR gets approved. Now I'll go to the person who is the approver and ask him, okay, why did you reject it? So he would say that I checked with the store department and they say that there are 1,500 quantities available which can suffice your request. That means whatever production order that you have got, that can suffice it. Okay, so then I need to give them valid reason behind raising the request. Then what I would say in my like if the ball is in my court, I would say that those 1,500 pieces that you are talking about are already used by some planned order. Okay, for some production. So I need other material like other 1,000 pieces, and for that I have raised the purchase request. After listening all of these, if the approver finds it's legitimate, okay, yeah, this is correct, we can have this PR approved. After that only the PR would get approved. Okay, understood? Understood,
Sorry,
guys?
could you please
Mhm.
once again redefine it?
Sure, sure, sure. So now let's take a layman example again. Okay. So suppose we are talking about a family. Okay. So in family, suppose your father, like suppose no, I mean your father is the head of the family and your mom is a homemaker. Now you come up with a request, okay, saying that mom, my all of my friends have cycle. I need a cycle. Okay. So now what happens is your mom will listen to it. She'll say, okay, fine, let me check with Papa. Okay. So, because he is the one who is going to purchase it. So then what happens is, you gave your request, it is with me. Suppose I'm the mom. Okay. Then I go to my husband, that is the person's dad. Then I tell him that there is a grocery deficit, like we need to buy groceries and there is a request from our child that he or she needs a cycle. So what your dad would say that right now we are short of money. Okay, so he has a cycle, old cycle. You can repair it and let him use. Right now we cannot buy a new cycle. So now what happened? He had a purchase request, right? My son had a purchase request which got rejected. Who rejected it? The purchaser, like who is going to purchase. Understood?
Okay.
Yeah. So that is called PR approval, like the purchase approval, we say, or the purchase request approval. And after that, what happens is, if you see this diamond, it says this decision box, it says first time order. So now let's go back when I started a company. Okay. So when I started a company, I wanted some vendors and correct to give me those materials which would help me manufacture the finished product that I want. So at that time, I would do a RFQ, request for quotation. wherein I would give away the quotation requests to different vendors providing me the material. After that, what would happen is those vendors would come up with their quotation, and then those quotations through them, I used to what I would do is I would select vendors who can give me that particular product. Okay, and then those vendors would get approved. After that, what would happen is if you see here approved vendor, and then what happens is a purchase order is created. Okay, so this is only one time part wherein we select the vendor. And if you see here, after it says the decision box says that if it is a first time order, then this cycle will be done, wherein we are going to select the vendor. If not, then we are going to create the purchase order directly. Now let me explain this part again with a small and short example. Suppose you are into engineering, okay? Suppose, Jatin, you have joined engineering, okay, and into computers. So the first year went through. There was no problem. You didn't need a laptop. But then in the second year, a laptop was mandatory. So what you did is you had a research done. So wherein you say that I want a quad-core processor or a octa-core processor, the RAM should be this much, the ROM should be this much, this company or that company, you were confused. Then what did you do? You gave the filters, RAM, ROM, the processor and everything. After seeing all these, when you give filters, suppose you are searching on Amazon. So in Amazon, when you give all these filters, there were different laptops of different companies present. HP, Dell, Lenovo, iPad, the Apple, everything. So then what you did is you selected a computer. Say suppose you say that on iPad I won't be able to do, or on the Apple laptop I won't be able to do. I would select HP. So what did you do? You selected a vendor because it was your first time, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Now suppose you took the you purchased the laptop and everything. After that, the next year, suppose your sister joins. Again, engineering, first year, no problem. Second year, computer laptop was mandatory. So at that
Mm.
time, what your sister would do? She will come up to you saying, I want a laptop, and you have already purchased. You tell me how is the review? Is everything okay with your laptop and is it working properly so that I can purchase the same laptop? Then what you would say? You would give a review saying that, yeah, it is working fine. The HP laptop is very good. You can go and purchase it. Understood?
Mm.
So what you
Okay.
did first time order, you had many vendors. But in the second time order, when you went off, what did you say? That no, HP, the vendor that I selected was very good, and you can go and purchase the same laptop or from the same company, any laptop that you
Okay.
understood.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone, is everyone with me?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So far, everything good? Like, are you able to understand what I explained you?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, madam.
So the next time silence comes, I would think that you have not understood anything. Okay. So please try to acknowledge me. Okay. So yeah, before we go to the next step, I would like to tell you that the first thing that we saw was the SD part, the sales and distribution part, when sales order and all things comes into picture. Okay. Then we come to outbound delivery part. Now this part is a mixture of SD and logistics execution, LE. Okay. Then we came up down here, wherein the requirement was generated and the PR part, like the PO part came into picture. This part is into SAP MM. Okay. Then after that, if you see purchase order was created, I explained all these things to you. Okay. Then what happened? Vendor, the purchase order was created, approval was given. Again, the purchase order needs approval. Now suppose uh, let's take a layman example again. Let us go to our home. Now, suppose you are into, suppose fifth standard, okay, and you tell your mom that, mom, I need a chocolate, or I need a anything like a game or something like that. So if it is in her budget, like if your mom is a homemaker, so she needs to manage her expenses, right? So if you say, Mom, I need a game. So what she would say, okay, how much would it cost? You say 500 rupees. So if suppose she has uh, like banked her money in such a way that she has 500 with her right now. So she would say, okay, fine, I'll give it to you. But then for your next birthday, you won't get anything. So you say, yes, okay, fine. I don't have any problem. So what happened? You raised the purchase order and it got approved. Correct? But then suppose you say like anytime you say that your mom is the decision like if your mom is someone who is soft-hearted, everyone's mom is soft-hearted. So at that time, if you go and you tell mom, please, please, please give me, and then she asks you, okay, fine, I'll give you, but how much does it cost? You say it is 5,000 rupees. Then she would say, no, I cannot buy this because this is out of my expenses. Like I don't have those many money with me. You need to check with your dad. So now at that time, now this 5,000 related thing was a purchase requisition you raised. Then what did your mom say? Okay, I don't have any problem if your dad approves. That means the first approval you got. Now you're going to your dad asking for the approval. So you say, Dad, I need that particular thing, and it costs 5,000 rupees. Then your dad will think, saying that, okay, tell me, is it needed? Is it necessary? Without it, won't you be able to survive, or won't you be able to work in your school or something like that? Then you give all the different pointers, saying that, yeah, I need this, and why is it needed? Why is it that important? After that, it gets approved. Understood? So there are different types. So wherein first requires a purchase request, then purchase request to purchase order, and then from purchase order approval is given and it goes to the vendor. Okay. After the purchase order goes to the vendor, then from here, if you see there are two arrows, one is going to the vendor and the other is going to the invoice. Now if you see, if I follow this arrow, the arrow is going to quality check and then the goods receipt. So what happens is the vendor, when he sends the material, now suppose I have demanded for the glass. Now I need a toughened glass for my screen. So what I would say that you send me the 1,000 pieces. As soon as I receive those 1,000 pieces, I will send it to the quality review, wherein the quality will be checked and assured that this particular glass is toughened and it can be used for your mobile phones. So as soon as the quality check is given, after that what happens? It goes to the stock inventory, as in it goes to our stock. But if the quality did not pass, so what would happen is it would go to the vendor again. Okay. And if you see, the goods receipt will be done after the vendor sends the material. Now again, let me explain it to you more simpler way. Now, Jatin, you purchased a laptop. Okay. So when you received the laptop, you unboxed it and everything. The outer part is good. You didn't had any problem. Then when you switched it on, you came to know that there was some problem with the laptop. As in the screen was not showing properly, the resolution was not that good, or the speakers are not working fine. So what you do is you raise a complaint. To whom? To the customer care. Which customer care? Amazon, saying that the material, like the parcel or the laptop that I have received is not working properly. Okay.
Right.
So what they do is they collect it from you and then they refund you the amount and then they send it to the quality check to check to understand if you were saying it correct or not. Like, are you were you bluffing, or it was true that it is not working? Okay.
Okay.
So when you raised a complaint saying that it is not proper. So what you did is you received the goods, but then you did the check and it did not pass your check. Then what happened? It went to the vendor back. That is the HP, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So, but if suppose you open the laptop and it is working fine, everything is good, then what happens? You keep it to yourself. That is, you keep it to your stock, as in with you, correct?
Correct. What I understand, like
Mm-hmm.
the arrow shows that from vendor it's no, then we check quality.
No, no, no,
If it
no, 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 no. No, sorry. So what happens is, it goes to, if you see the arrow is two-way. See, this arrow is two-way.
okay,
So this means whenever the vendor is sending the material, the goods receival will be done, and then it will be sent to the quality. After quality, what would happen? This is a decision box if you see. Okay,
hmm,
so it says that if the quality matches the criteria that you have set, then it will go to your stock. But if it doesn't match to your criteria, then it is a no and it goes to the vendor back.
okay, okay,
एक्चुअली
Okay,
मैम इनबाउंड की प्रोसेस हो गई.
correct.
या
Yes,
श्योर.
yes. Who is that? Arvind.
या श्योर मैम.
Yes, yes. Good, good.
या
Good that you're paying attention. I guess everyone is paying, but some people are shy. But yeah, this is an inbound process wherein all these come into picture, as in the goods receivable comes into picture. And if you see here, there are dotted lines created for accounting and material documents. See, you are receiving the material, no doubt. But at the end of the day, what is necessary? The financial part, correct? So what I say that, okay, at the end of the day, if I check the chart of accounts, if I say that I have sold around 50,000 pieces, that means around 50 lakhs are in my pocket. But at the same time, I'll check the purchase side also, how much I had to purchase to sell these products to get the 50 lakhs. So what you will do, you'll check, okay, the total comes to around 49 lakhs. So what was my profit as in Divya's company's profit? 1 lakh, correct?
right.
Yes. So for that, these accounting and material documents come into picture. Now here, if you see in SAP, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Okay, are you all with me? Did
Yes,
you
yes,
get what I'm saying? Yes. So why
Yes.
is this? Yeah. So suppose you are getting a salary message. So what it says, account dash dash dash
great.
2838 has been credited with this amount. That means you have received that amount. But in SAP language, when I say it is credited, that means it is going out of your pocket. It is not in your pocket. Okay. And when I say debit, that means I am receiving it. Understood? Just remember this formula, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Just remember this. It is a vice
Why?
versa of the real life.
Yeah, yeah. Divya, so why it work as like
Okay.
you said, when it's debit, when it's credited,
Okay.
or when
So
it's credited, it's debited.
yeah. So when I say now, if you see here, two documents are there. One is accounting document and other is material document. So
Mm-hmm,
accounting document is something which gets credit, which helps the vendor get the credit of the the credit balance or the amount for which he has given the goods. Okay,
mm-hmm,
and this is the material which will get debited from the vendor and will be given to us,
mm-hmm,
which will be received by us. So what happens is our account, as in our bank account, gets debited, but then we are getting in return something, right? If we are paying 100 rupees, then you are getting that goods also. For what you are paying 100 rupees, right?
mm-hmm.
So here in I actually I cannot go deep dive into it because it is something related to FI and quite out of my league. But yeah, So when we talk about accrual keys and everything, these all will come into picture if you have started the course and everything. So accrual keys will be there, wherein if you are doing SD, then it would be SDFI integration. For NM, it is MMFI integration. So those part come into picture, and accrual keys are called BSX, WSX, WRX, then BSY. These are different accrual keys, which in turn help the finance team to understand in which general ledger or GL account is this going to hit. So
Okay.
accordingly, they have made it in such a way that they say debit what comes in and credit what goes out.
Okay.
Okay. So now we will skip this no. Okay. And now suppose you got the quality check done. They say no, this is not up to the mark. You send it back. Then vendor sends a different lot. It gets accepted. Okay. Then it goes
Right.
to your stock. Now, when it goes to your stock, what happens is invoice verification is done. Now, this invoice verification is done on basis of goods received, I mean the goods received and the purchase order. So it can be anyone, like on the purchase order level or a goods receipt level. And accordingly, invoice verification will be done, and then the financial accounting, as in the account will be settled. As in, vendor will be paid according to the payment term that we had. Like, if suppose he says that you have to pay within 30 days of the date material receival. So, suppose today I have received it. Okay. So today is 13th October. So from 13th October to next on 12th November, I have to pay the vendor. Okay.
Okay.
So those settlements will be done in this part. Okay. Then we come to the next part wherein stock component comes into picture, wherein you have received that stock. Suppose the stock was of glasses. Okay. So those glass you have received. Then what you do, you issue it to the like you say component issue. Now, why this component issue comes into picture? As I told you, when you want to create a finished product, you need some of the materials, some of the components. Suppose glass, speakers, and everything. So you have to make a BOM, bomb. Okay, bill of material. It is not bomb. Okay, it is bomb, bill of material. Wherein you say that these many materials will be required or these many components will be required to provide like to create this finished product. Okay, so those component issue will be done, and if you see here also accounting and material document is getting created. Now, before you ask me why, I would try to understand if you know why is it created, accounting and material document. Can anyone just hypothetically tell me?
Sorry, could you
Anyone?
please? Yeah, yeah, no.
And yeah, I'm saying that this component issue is done to the production order. But then why is the material document created here? Material and accounting document.
Actually, ma'am, it's needed what type of material and SKUs, stock keeping unit. Apart from that, material segment, which segment material is live, like that, ma'am.
No, that is okay. Okay, I understand that. But then why is the accounting document created? Like, what do you think? Why is the accounting document created when the component issue is done?
Because madam, good issue happening that time.
Exactly. Who was that?
Actually, ma'am,
Hit
actually,
Uh,
ma'am,
Chaudhary.
sometime
Hitesh, yes.
shortage happen or excess material condition happen. That's why.
No, that is correct. But I was asking why the material and accounting documents are created. So, as Hitesh rightly said, it is done because the issuing of goods is done. So, when you're issuing the goods to the production order, then at that time, there's a accounting and material document created to know because see if I talk about my company, okay, अब मैं प्रोडक्शन ऑर्डर के लिए भेज रही हूँ बट आई नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड ना कि कितना मुझे खर्चा आने वाला है सो सपोज मेरा ग्लास आई नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हाँ मेरा ग्लास था ₹1 का सपोज आई एम जस्ट हाइपोथेटिकली टेलिंग एंड देन स्पीकर इज ऑफ 50 पैसा or ₹500 and glass is of ₹100. then the motherboard is of 5,000 rupees, and all of these. So I need to understand ना कि मेरा पूरा जो product है, finished product है, वो कितने रुपए में बन रहा है. So for that, we have this accounting document created and also a material document to understand कि भाई कौन सा material use हुआ है, कितने कितने quantities में. Did you all understand? Guys, did you all understand? If not, I'll explain it again. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. You need to explain it once again.
Okay. So, when I issue the components, now when you are running a company or say that, okay, I'll take a layman example again. We come back to our houses. Okay. So,
So,
mhm,
if I what I understand, if I explain, is it
mhm.
mean that the cost of the product has to be calculated according to the component used for the production? Is it?
Yes, yes, correct. You are at the right point. So, what is the cost involved what are all the components that I use to provide me the finished product? I need to have an account of that also, right? So
Okay.
if tomorrow someone comes, like for the audit, if someone comes, I want to make my company ISO certified. So the auditor will be sent by them. So when the auditor comes for the audit, I need to tell them, right? If they say that okay, one phone at what like at what price are you selling? So I say 9,000. So they'll ask me what are the making charges? What are the components? I need to tell them, right? The making charges are 5,000 rupees. Like I overall have a cost of 5,000 to prepare the material, like prepare the finished product. You all must have seen the Shark Tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
They asked
Yeah.
there, right? How, yeah. So, what was the cost? Like, what is your cost? And then, at what cost are you selling it? And what is the margin, profit margin for you? So, for that, we have a accounting and material document generated.
Okay.
Okay. Then we come to the next part. If you see this component issue was done, and now if you see till here it was MM. Okay, sorry, till goods receivable it was MM. Then if you see this quality check, this is quality management part. Okay, QM part. Then the stock and inventory store. This comes into IM, that is inventory management. Okay. Then this component issuing and everything, these all things come under PP, that is production planning. Okay. So now let us go to this part wherein we say that MRP generates MRP generates a planned order. Okay. So now planned order and purchase acquisition. Can you all tell me like what is the difference? One is planned order and one is purchase requisition. So can you all try to tell me?
Uh,
Actually, ma'am,
Plan order
purpose.
is okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You go ahead,
Yeah,
Arvind.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
go ahead. After that, I will. Yeah, yeah, sir. You
Plan
go ahead.
order is something whichever the order we have received from our sales or marketing or SD department, and
yeah.
this is the plan order. Okay. And the second one you said that's a production order, correct?
No, no, purchase requisition.
Purchase requisition. Okay.
Yes,
Also, plan order is something that we are needs how much good uh, has to be purchased or component we need for our plan, and purchase requisition is something like uh, sorry, I missed something. Yeah, you please.
no
Actually,
issues, no
ma'am,
issues.
actually, मैम
Mhm.
पीआर जो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लेवल पे इस डिपार्टमेंट टू डिपार्टमेंट जो भी पीआर है वो कंडीशन के हिसाब से दिया जाएगा कि कितना मटेरियल रिक्वायर्ड है और अपार्ट
Correct.
फ्रॉम दैट जो भी प्लान्ड ऑर्डर होगा वो जो भी
Mhm.
टीम होंगी रेको टीम वो सबसे पहले फोरकास्टिंग करवाएंगी कि कितना मटेरियल अपने को नेक्स्ट 1 महीने 2 महीने में चाहिए तो उस हिसाब से प्लान किया जाएगा कि प्रोडक्शन किस हिसाब से किया जाए उस हिसाब से मैम प्लानिंग करके ऑर्डर दिया जाएगा.
Correct, correct. So, Arvind, you are correct, and partially, Jitin, you are also correct. Okay, but let me explain you more briefly now. When we say planned order and purchase requisition. So as I told you, purchase requisition actually is a request, okay, which will in turn create a external request, okay, a external order will be created. But suppose you have those components with you, okay. As soon as you like you got the call from customer, the like the finished product is not there. Then what you do? You tell the production team that we need a like we have received a 1,000 pieces order. Please start manufacturing. So what will happen is they will again go and check the store. Okay, in the store, if they find all the materials in place, then what happens? Directly a planned order is created. But if suppose again in the raw materials, one part like one raw material is missing, so at that time purchase request and the whole cycle will be running. But if you have the stock handy, like all the components with you, then you don't need to go to the side. You will directly go into the PP side, that is production side. Understood?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Correct.
Yes. So from like the PP will, if you have the stock with you in the inventory, then the then that particular cycle will start from here. The component, stock component, then component issue, and then the planned order
Mm.
will be converted into production order.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yes. Now, if you see, first we'll check the down thing, and then we'll go to that dotted lines. Now, if you see, production order is then gone for a release order. Okay, now if I say that I have started a company, okay, there are many orders that have been placed. My company is running well now, and I have only two jobs, as in two machines who can manufacture the mobile phones. So at that time, there is a production planner, okay, who will be planning things, okay. So say suppose he says that in the morning when the shift starts at 8 o'clock, from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock there will be one job running for 1,000 pieces quantity. Then after that there will be a next job that will be scheduled from 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, wherein there will be next batch of materials which will be manufactured. Understood? So that is called releasing of order, wherein you are telling that based on the urgency. Okay. So suppose there are 10 orders with me, out of which two orders are very urgent, like they want it as in when it is created. So what I do, I will give preference to them first, correct? On the based of urgency. That okay, these are the two I need to prepare and give it to the customer, because those are our loyal customers and they need the material ASAP. And if they get like they are the giants, so if they get the material on time, maybe then through word of mouth or something like that, our business also may be gone for more bloom. Understood?
Right.
Yes. So then after that, an order confirmation is sent. So what happens? The production planner gave the plannings. Then the coordinator or the supervisor or the subordinator, what would he do is he or she will go to those lines, the job lines where the manufacturing is going on, and the schedule will be given to both of the. Uh, as I said, that there are two job lines where the manufacturing is going on. So I'll like suppose I am the subordinator. What I'll do is I'll take those schedules and give it to both of them, the one who are going to schedule the job schedulers. Okay. So those order confirmations will be given to them. Okay. And accordingly, they'll be preparing the material or the finished product, the mobile phone. Okay. After that, what happens? Again, quality check comes into picture, because I don't want to take any risk that if suppose tomorrow the material goes into market and then I keep on getting or I receive negative reviews and saying that their mobile phone is just a piece of glass and everything, it's not working properly, or it keeps on hanging or something like that. So to avoid it, what I do is I'll send it to the quality check. Now again, this is the decision box. So what happens? Actually, I forgot a no here. So what happens is, if it is a yes, then order completion and order settlement, again, then the cost accounting is done. But if no, like if the quality check rejects the material, what happens is rework is done. As in, you are not going to scrap the whole mobile phone. The quality people will tell you that this is the problem. It is getting hung again and again, or the display is not that proper. So at that time, the rework is done, and then it is resubmitted. After that, again, if it is a yes, it will go for order completion. If not, then it will be rejected, and then the rework will be done again. Understood?
Understood. Correct.
Okay. So after that, you will get the final accounting, as in the final price of the product in-house, how much you have invested in that particular product to get it manufactured. Okay.
Right.
Yes. And after that, we will go up. If you see here, it is a production order. Production order, and there are dotted lines. One is routing, capacity planning. Then here is a bomb. Bomb, as I told you, bomb is the
Bill of material.
a mixture, yes. It is a bill of material wherein you say that these many components will be required for creating the finished product. Okay. So we say that MRP, what MRP will do is it will check the BOM, and accordingly, if the requirement generation, as in PR, has to be like PR part or the MM part has to be followed, then I'll go to that side. If not, then this production order is directly linked to that BOM. And if you see here, routing and capacity planning, the name itself suggests. Capacity planning is something, if suppose I don't have a big warehouse, I need to plan, okay? If suppose already in the finished part or the finished storage location, I have ample of quantity there. I cannot keep on storing it because then at the it would overflow. So I have to plan it in such a way that I know, okay, this is the first lot that has to go, which is the urgent one. I have to keep it in such a way that it can be pulled out easily. Then the next job, then the next job. Like this, I have to route it in that way, or and I have to plan the capacity also. Understood? So if
What is
I have
routing? What you said?
a
Routing?
routing and capacity planning. So routing is
Capacity
something. If
planning is
suppose,
understood. Routing
yeah,
is what you said.
see, routing actually in very smaller term, if I talk about routing is something you need, like if you understand routing, like how to route it. Now, suppose you are in Bangalore and you have to travel to Pune. Okay.
Okay.
So, what is the first step you do? You open the Google Maps, like you have not been anytime. So, what you do is you open the Google Map because you're going through car, suppose. So, you need to check the route, right? How to go and where to go. Then,
Correct.
this is the first thing, like you will be checking the route. But then you need to, like, you also have a filter saying that I want to avoid tolls. I don't
Correct.
want to give tolls. So then map will say, okay, go through the this route. There are no tolls in this route.
Right.
Understood? So
Right.
in the same way, when I talk about SAP, routing is something wherein suppose that there is a as I told you, there are two customers whose orders are very urgent. So their orders will be kept first, right? And after that, the other orders will be kept in such a way that first order, okay, when the store if the store manager tells the person that for batch one how many whatever the quantity is there, please bring it. So
Right.
the person should not be confused. He can go there and pick the first lot because he knows that yeah, production people have kept in that way only.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay. Understood.
Understood, right, Jiten?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Understood.
Yeah. So then, it actually has many other parts also, like the operations part also, order, location, resources, and everything. But in all, like if I say in a nutshell, this means routing means this kind of part, like wherein you route it for the first product, for first in the production, then you like send it to the particular S log, the finished S log, and then you keep it in that way. That actually is more more deeply understood in the PP part. Okay.
Okay.
So then, yeah. So then after that, if you see the quality check is done, after that, what happens is if it is a yes, then it will go to receipt processing. Now, if you see receipt processing, so in receipt processing, there is again material and accounting document generated to for us that these are the components that were used and this is the whole uh, accounting part as in this is the price of that material. Then it goes again, as I told you, stock finished good inventory, the storage location where you are going to store the finished product. Then again, it will go to this cycle. Is stock available? Yes. Then outbound delivery will be generated for your sales order. Picking will be done. PGI will be done. Billing will be done, and the payment will be received.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
now,
these are yeah.
yes,
Please.
then. So now, guys, you can come up. This was actually a basic business process, the whole where all the different modules are connected to each other. So now you all can come up and ask me questions if you have any.
Actually, ma'am, may I understand regarding what is SAP Fury and what is SAP Ariba? Could you please explain in a nutshell?
Yeah, sure. So see, when I talk about Fury and Ariba, these are the cloud platforms. SAP, it's like SAP is something which like it is a giant. Any no like not everyone can access it. Okay. So then Ariba came into picture, wherein it gives a non-ERP platform for the vendors. So suppose Arvind, you are the vendor, okay, and I am SAP, like I am the company, okay. I can afford SAP, but you being a vendor, you cannot afford it. Like you don't have that much amount to invest and get the SAP installed in your premises or in your company. So what you do is you go with Ariba, wherein what happens is it is an integration between SAP and Ariba, wherein what all POs that you create, purchase orders that you create, invoices, request for quotation, contracts, anything, it will be displayed in their side also. So those integrations are done through iDocs, ALE, BAPI, BADI, then output types, different message determination processes, and everything. So accordingly, it is generated. Coming back to Fury. So Fury is a part which actually simplifies the process, as in it is a cloud, what we say, cloud platform for SAP. No, I would say cloud version of SAP, wherein if suppose you are somewhere out of the office, okay, you cannot go and log in into your system. So what you do is you install SAP Fury, suppose in your mobile phone. It is a cloud based, as in you can just give the URL and it opens. And then you can go and create a purchase order, or you have to receive some goods, so you can do it at the convenience of your phone. Okay, or if you're sitting somewhere, you can do it there itself. But whereas at first, like when SAP was new and everything, so at that time it was mandatory for a person to be there in the company and receive the goods or create the purchase order or be it anything. But now when SAP Fiori has come into picture, what happens is I can just click on that URL. It will take me to that screen. Whatever I want to do, if I want to create a purchase order, if I want to create a inbound delivery or outbound delivery, issuing of goods or receival of goods, I can do it at the comfort of my home. Like I can sit down and do it.
So is it is purely for end user.
Yeah, end user. It is purely for end user wherein they can do it right away.
Hmm.
There were actually negligence and everything seen in the previous years when Fury was not into picture. So user had to go and log in and everything. But now to make it more simpler, they have come up with this Fury thing wherein you can click on the link and go directly do it. So it is just like at first when we were kids, at that time we had classroom, we had classrooms and we had to sit there and the lectures were like used to happen and everything. But then now when India has become digital, what happens is you can do it through online. Now what we are doing, this might have been like if I talk in the primitive years, at that time we would have been sitting in a classroom, like you would be sitting in the classroom and I would be explaining it on the board or something like that. But now technology has given us those those platforms that we can go online and check it out and everything, correct?
Correct.
So that is the usage of technology that SAP has done, and it has come up with the Fury. And if I talk about the cloud integration, so SAP SAP can be integrated with many modules. Sorry, not modules, but many other non-ERP systems or ERP systems. So it is actually done through iDocs and everything. We won't go much deep into it because many of you might be freshers or something like that. So it would go above your head and it would be overwhelming. So, Arvind, did you understand what I wanted to tell you?
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Yeah. Anyone else? Jitain and other two guest users, Hitesh, I guess, and one more, I don't know. Or Vaidyanathan, if you all have any questions, you can freely ask me.
So Divya, basically what I wanted to know, there's SAP MM.
Mm-hmm.
It's normally used in the organization where the manufacturing happens. They're having the products. But if I count it in the companies like Infosys or TCS, because these are the
Mm-hmm.
software and these are the
Mm-hmm.
IT firms. So they're also SAP MM used because nowadays they are also transforming their business from ECC to SAP,
Hana.
right?
No, no,
SAP
no.
HANA.
See, yes, yes. Now let me burst your bubble, okay? So when I talk about SAP, okay, what all things we went through this basic business process are all end users. Okay, end user parts. All of these are end user parts. Now, where does IT industries like Infosys, IBM, and everything comes into picture is suppose when doing this, user was creating a sales order, and for that, the person is trying to create a outbound delivery, but then there is a error faced. So now to resolve that error, user doesn't have that much knowledge, right? Now, let me explain you, okay? End user is like a kid, infant who doesn't know to walk or doesn't know to apply the logic. But then consultant comes into picture. Suppose like consultant is who the like your mom or dad. Okay, so for that infant is the end user. For that infant, who is the one who is more like known to the system and everything, the business processes, the consultant, that is his mom and dad. So whenever suppose he's doing something like suppose he's trying to walk and he slips down or he's not able to walk, who is going to help the infant? Parents, right? So in the same way, when you talk about SAP, these all processes will be done by the end user. But as and when required, if the issues are faced, then to help that end user, that infant, mom and dad will be coming. That is the consultant and the senior consultant, and everything will come and help them. Now, how does this end user get the consultant? It is through the medium called IT industry. IT industry purely is a service-based industry who
Mm.
provides service on behalf, like for the core industry.
Right.
Okay. So when I say I'm a consultant, then I am helping or supporting a project on behalf of IBM. Understood?
Mm. So
Not
you mean
really.
to say that? Not really, not really, not
Yes.
understood. Because
Okay. Yeah,
which
yeah.
are the process we are doing right now? This is like they having the products, they having the materials, but but in software, how it works. This is only I wanted to know.
Yeah. So see, as I told you, there is an infant who is
Till
trying to walk.
consultant and end user, I understood. The IT firms are the end user, and SAP is doing their job as a
No, no,
consultant.
no, no,
Correct?
no. No, 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 no. IT firms are the consultants, and the
Okay.
core industry wherein user is trying to create a sales order, a purchase order, a production order, anything, is
Mm-hmm.
the one called end user.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, if you are using your phone, okay, and while using, you found that it is getting hung or something and it is out of warranty. What you do is you go to customer care, right?
Correct.
And that that customer center, they say, okay, you give them phone, we'll give it to the person, the technician, he will check and get back to you. So
Correct.
now understand, you are the end user who was using the phone,
Mhm.
and you found something which is wrong with your phone. You went to the customer care. Suppose
Correct.
that customer care, imagine that customer care is IT industry. Suppose it is Infosys. So you
Mhm.
reach out to them that we are facing issues. So what you say, okay, fine, you give your issues to us. We will give it to the consultants. They will help you resolve it.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, end user doesn't know what you are doing with the system, because when it goes to your phone goes for repair, you don't know, right, what they are doing with the phone, correct? They are not going to change it or replace anything in front of you, correct? It is their USP. So in the same way, end user doesn't know what you are doing. It is like showing a kid a magic. Okay, it is very simple. Like you are just doing some finger tricks, and the kid is laughing because he doesn't know that it is a trick. It is not a magic.
Mhm.
Correct. So here the end user is someone you can say it is a kid, and you are the magician. As a consultant, you are going to do the tricks, and the end user will feel that it is a magic that you have done.
So this is only I want to know. So
Mhm.
IT firms are also use SAP in their organizations.
Yes, yes, they do. But those SAP that they are using, okay, tell me, now you are getting trained, so you are given some server accesses, right?
Right.
Yes. So you're working on it. So the
Just
same
pretty
way.
small. Mhm.
Yeah, so the institute now, Henry Having, you are
And
doing
we
the
have
course. So yeah,
yes.
so they have given you the server access. The
Correct.
server belongs to them. The SAP belongs to them. You are just renting it out and working on it, correct?
Correct. Correct.
So in the same way, the SAP access, the server remains to the core industry. You are just renting it out, as in you are just checking it out and helping the end user resolve the issue. It is a mirror image. They are using the SAP, but it is a mirror image that you are you are seeing and helping the user.
Okay.
Understood?
Understood. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So in that way, SAP they are using IT industries.
Okay. So they
Okay.
they must they also have these all SAP, SD, and all
Yes.
these.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
they do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other Hitesh and other guest
Divya,
users? I don't know the name. Yeah, yeah, tell me.
hello. Yeah, I have one
Yes, yes.
question. The part
Uh-huh.
the part explained by you regarding SAP Fiori, the you
Uh-huh.
told that in your explanation, the SAP
Uh-huh.
Fiori is only usable for end users. It is not for consultant. So in this case, consultant needs to create in their personal laptop or provided by organization and do some activity like configuration. Means it is not accessible for consultant. It is only for end users.
Exactly. Though it is only for end users, you cannot go and do any customizations. That is only be done in SAP. You cannot do any customization. Yeah, you can personalize your Fury. Like when you get a phone, you change the wallpapers and everything, correct? So in that way, you can do the outer changes you can do. But if you tell that can I go and change the customization or configurations, that is not possible.
Hmm.
So only it is actually it is a UI that is developed.
Okay, okay. Means user activity we can done as a consultant, but not we can do customization and configuration via using SAP
Exactly.
query, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
correct, correct.
okay, got it.
Okay.
With all
So
these mentioned in the brackets are T codes.
yes, yes, those which are in brackets. MD04, ME51N, ME54N. So these are the T codes that are used for that particular transaction to be done.
Okay, I have one more. That my I thought this is one of first session or first time you are live with
Exactly.
for the
Hmm.
people on the LinkedIn. So in
Yes.
coming future also, like you are, what is your purpose? Like this is just cure in my mind because what you are
Okay.
fabulous. This is one of the great because I already with Henry and Harvin. So it
Yeah.
feels I paid there and I getting something, but it's like totally amazing. You are doing a great job. But still, I wanted to know how it come in your mind. You want to share your knowledge, or you have any other something in your mind? Can you please? Because
No,
this
no,
is
no.
yeah,
Yes, yes. Thanks, Jitain, sorry, to appreciate me that I'm doing you understood today's session. And coming back to your question, that what is my what I'm aspiring for. So I'll tell you. See, if I have knowledge, the knowledge, if I keep it to myself, it won't grow. If I try to distribute it in people who don't know or who know, maybe I will understand or I will get something new to be new that I will get from them. So that is what my basic thinking is. Let me tell
right,
you, as far as SAP is concerned, it is my passion. I love SAP. I try to find something new every other day. Okay, that is something my passion. So when I say it is my passion, I make sure that someone who is coming up to me saying that, okay, I want to, pursue SAP as my career or something. So I want to make sure that I make them explain in that way that they start loving it, because this is what I have inculcated in myself. So I say that it is my ideology that be a leader that you wanted at when you started your career. So it's like that. So I want to try to, make SAP a good, or you can say a fun thing to do, because this is what I feel. SAP is fun for me. So when I work on it, I love it. So I love challenges and everything. So when someone is saying that I want to learn SAP, I don't want to make their life more critical, because if I say, oh no, SAP is very critical and you won't be able to understand or something like that, then it will discourage them. I want to encourage, and for that only I came up with this. So at first, if you would have checked my feed, I used to post those documents and everything. But then I started realizing that, honestly speaking, when some posts come that, okay, this is the document for this thing, like EWM or something like that, what I do is my tendency is to download it, but I never see it, honestly speaking. So then
correct,
it actually hit my mind that if I do that, maybe then the person will download it, but then he or she won't read it anytime. So then I said, okay, let's try to go to LinkedIn Live. I will try to explain the aspirants that what exactly are the business processes and everything. Maybe then they'll understand and they'll start gaining interest in it. I don't have any hidden agenda for it. Like I want to start my own class or something like that. It's not like that. It's just that it's my curiosity, or you can say it's my way of thinking. So I started this.
right, right. Great, 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 great. Nice to hear from you because I think here are only 4 5 people are joined. As I think many has to be joined, and because they will get a good knowledge or get some things which they don't know about the SAP. Because I joined Henry Harvin and I paid around 35,000 bucks. So after paying so much huge amount, I'm getting the course and the demo SAP software. So you are also helping us with the SAP demo or whatever kind of you are working on your system. So you are
Mhm.
demonstrating with these upcoming sessions, and what is your this is only first one session we are attending. So
Yes. So yeah, see, now whatever I have done, I will be asking you all for your permissions. So what I'm going to what conversation we are having, I'm not going to post it, but part of the processes that I explained, I'll be posting it on LinkedIn. And if suppose people come up and ask me, like I'll be sending a new poll that the we want on consignment process or the business process in so I'll be coming up with another session, most likely next Sunday, and I'll try to go through those different special procurement processes or any part of the that they feel that it is very difficult to understand. I'll make sure that I make it easier and explain them.
Okay. Okay. Sure. 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 Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you all loved today's session, you can go and post a comment on that post that I have posted, that it was informative or not. If even if it is a negative review, you can go ahead and do it. Okay, I welcome each and every comment of yours.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Arvind.
Okay.
Actually,
If
ma'am,
you have,
uh,
yeah,
I
tell me.
have one question. What is the current job market for SAP MM in India?
So see, I'll tell you, Arvind, when it comes to current situation of SAP MM in the market right now. So if I tell you, see, even if I say yes, it is good, and if I say it is not good, both answers are not correct. Okay, because there are demands for because these are prominent models, MM, SD, PP, FI. These four are the prominent models, or you say these are the ones which are primitive ones. So what happens is there are openings, okay, and there are chances for you to get into SAP MM. But then when I talk about reshuffling yourself, like suppose you are working as a MM consultant now for 1 year, but in this 1 year, if you didn't excel yourself or didn't let yourself grow, so at that time what happens is you won't be able to switch it very easily because then they'll be asking you as in when you do something like if you cross one path you the demands or the expectations will be increasing. So suppose you are there, Arvind, you are from I am from you were on and you only did but at the same time I was there, I tried to learn something new. Suppose I learned IM or EWM. So when we both get into market for job hunt, I will be selected. Maybe you won't be selected. Why? Because I did the upskilling. You didn't do that. So upskilling is required, and the way you handle the interviews is very important. And to get down to that particular interview, getting to that interview also is a very big task. So at that time, your CV plays an important role because it is a image that you are setting up. That is the mirror image. So you need to understand. I will also come up with this session wherein I explain how to crack those interviews and what all do's and don'ts and everything. But this is overall, if I talk about the market, there are openings. It is not like there are there are no openings or something like that. There are openings. It's just that the right time has to come. Now, this right time, if I say, that means now there are appraisal cycles that run, and after those appraisal cycles, the agitated employees they quit the job. They say, no, I don't want to work here. I want to resign, and then they start searching for the job. So there is a vacuum created in the company, and then they come up with the job opportunity on the career portals, and accordingly you get the notifications and everything. So you need to understand, what is the cooling of which is the hot period when the openings are there, and when is the slack season or there are no openings or one or two openings only. So if you try to understand or try to market research in that way, you will get many openings. Don't worry about it.
So Divya, this is one of the personal question, might be
Mhm.
for others. Like I earlier said, I have around 15 plus year experience. I'm in sales and distribution.